All right, so today you guys are going to get started working on your IPO research project. Three main parts to this. One is understanding what exactly an IPO is. Two, what does it look like from an investor's perspective, investing in companies that have gone public? And then finally, researching and learning about a company that has gone through this IPO process um, from start to finish. So the first part, everybody's going to pick up this packet here on the right side of the screen, and you're going to do a little pre-work to learn and understand what does an IPO mean. Right. So this first page here, there's 9 questions. Those are going to be tied directly to these two videos down here. Quick videos, but good things to get us started. Just learning about some of the fundamentals of this IPO process. Second page is going to take us to a fun little simulator where you're going to try and try and buy these recent IPO stocks at the best price available. This link is posted here on Classroom. You can also go ahead and type this link in directly. But if you click on this link here, it'll take you to the website. And as you can see, it gives you the IPO close of day price. And so, what I want to do as a trader is I want to start trading and I want to try and beat that price. Okay? So, I want to try and buy it at the lowest price possible, right? So I bought it at $20.70. Okay, but I didn't do very well because I could have bought it at the best price of 1805. All right, so then over here I would record my price, which would be 2007, and then the best or the lowest price would be 1805. Then you go ahead and repeat that for each of these companies. Okay, now it's going to take you, or it's going to ask you to look at how some of those stocks are doing today. Some of them have done really well. Some of them, as you can see on your sheet here, have been taken private, most recently Twitter. Uh, Pandora is no longer a public company, but some of these other ones. So you can see what today's price is, what your price is that you bought it at, and then what your return on investment would be. Okay. Um, the next part is looking at two companies that went public about the same time, which is Priceline and Amazon. And so we want to do a little research, find out what the IPO price is for one share of these companies, determine how many shares you would have bought with that $1,000. You can round to the nearest whole share. Um, we're also going to look at the impact that stock splits can have on uh, buying a company that has gone public. And again, assuming that we're going to hold on to this company for a really long time. All right, what are stock splits exactly? Okay. So stock splits work like this. Basically, the company is going to give you a certain number of stocks, depending on the ratio, for every stock that you own, right? So in this example here, if they issue a 3-to-1 stock split uh, and you owned one share at $15, that 3-for-1 split would now give you three shares at $5 individually. Doesn't change the value of your investment. In fact, it just gives you more shares. Now, the nice things about stock splits is that they compound. And so you'll see in some of these calculations, specifically Amazon, issued several different stock splits over uh, the last 20 plus years. And you can see how those will compound and eventually give you an idea of how many shares that you now own. And then you can look at today's price and see what the current value of your shares would be. Okay. Uh, this last page is, again, comparing that IPO to another company called pets.com. I will give you a hint, pets.com is no longer publicly traded, but you could do some research and you can find out what exactly happened uh, to that company. Okay. All right, moving along. So now we understand a little bit more about what our company is all about. Everyone has been assigned an individual, or everybody has been assigned a publicly traded company that has gone public. And I tried to pick ones that you guys would be pretty familiar with. You can see the two classes are down here. You can toggle back and forth. So you'll find your name, and then you'll also see the company name. Again, a lot of these companies you're familiar with. Some of these companies we've talked about in class throughout the semester. And then here is their ticker symbol. Okay, so that's your company. Now, in the last 2 pages of your project, you're going to have to learn uh, kind of the story of the company, not just as the companies we know it now, but how did the company get started? What led them to ultimately going public? and finally, where are they at today? So, some basic company information. What was their path? Where were they founded? Maybe talk a little bit about some key events that happened in the company. Uh, did they take on a partner? Some of these companies have actually actually went public and have been taken private again. That would obviously be important to share as well. The date of the IPO, the investment bankers, those are going to be the names like um, JP Morgan, Barclays, Citibank, Morgan Stanley, Goldman Sachs, a lot of those big investment banks. Looking at the current price, what has been the trend since the IPO launch? Do you think it's been a good investment? Uh, Looking back and locate and analyze an expert opinion on the IPO for your company. That could be at the time of the company that went IPO, or that could be something today. And then, really important, any significant news affecting the stock price, including but not limited to developments, competitors, changing tastes and preferences. Okay. Um, with everything, this packet right here, this is probably, I would say, 1 day's worth of class. Obviously, if you finish, you can get started on the next part. And the next part is I put at the top of the page here, is you're going to use Canva to prepare a one-page summary to report information about your company's IPO. I put a link to some Canva posters or some templates for some Canva posters here. But really, instead of doing a slideshow presentation or a report, you're just going to put together a visual that really kind of tells the story of the company. I don't have any samples up right now, but I will get some before you guys start class.